Okay, so me and my squeaky chair uh, back reading some r/no sleep past 1 in the morning on New Year's Day, going up New Year's Day's night. But I would like to tell you what, I'm in love with my next door neighbor. Now, there's a reason I'm sharing this with you, and well, it's simply because I can't share it with anyone else, and somehow I feel the need to. It all started when a young girl moved into the house next door. I live in a pretty much empty neighborhood. It's far from the main roads, which makes it a very quiet place, and many of the people who lived around here moved to the busier parts of town after a string break-ins of the area. I didn't move back then because honestly, it wasn't like I had anything worth stealing, and I couldn't afford to move anyway. So the people who stayed were pretty much me and the older people who lived here all their lives who really got out of the houses. So it was a surprise when a pretty young lady came knocking on my door on a sunny Sunday afternoon. She was carrying a plate of cupcakes, and with a smile on her face, she announced that she had just moved in the house next door and that she was going to be my neighbor. I looked at her smile, and felt my world shift. I fell in love at first sight. She looked absolutely harmless. She wasn't rude. She didn't have an attitude. It looked like she had never heard a fly in her life. From then on, I became slightly obsessed. Now, I'm not a stalker, but she lives right next door, you know. I couldn't help notice her patterns, to watch from my bedroom window how she goes about her chores. She always leaves for what I assume is work after I do, so I have no idea what she does during the day. But I do know she leaves because when I arrive home, she is always out in the garage washing her car. She waves, I wave back, and my heart swells up with joy for such a simple interaction. Sometimes she leaves during the night, but every early morning, without fail, I watch how she tends to her backyard garden. Every morning and every evening she is there to maintain the most beautiful garden you could ever imagine. A bit overcrowded, if anything, but still rich and beautiful. The other day as I arrived home, she waved at me from a garage, as she always did, and came up to me with a plate of brownies. She smiled at me, that beautiful smile of hers, told me to help myself. Whenever she baked something, she would always give me some, and I can't tell you how happy that made me. I took one piece of the brownish red brownie and took a bite. Without second thought, I told her it was delicious. That was a lie. But I couldn't bring myself to tell her how the odd taste of the food was. Making her sad would break my heart. I need your help carrying a few things, if you wouldn't mind, she told me. Her voice was soft and gentle, and I could feel how she felt for asking a favor of me. I smiled and told her I'd be happy to help. She told me she needed help carrying her new gardening tools from the car to the shed in the back. As I neared the car, the smell of bleach hit me. If there was a flaw I could point out on my sweet neighbor, it would be her excessive cleaning habits. Everything is always squeaky clean. Her car, her house, her clothes. Never a thing out of place. Never unclean. Tried my best to hide my distaste with the potent smell of the car, but she noticed my expression and chuckled. You get used to it, she said. I felt embarrassed as she had noticed my reaction, but was glad she didn't feel offended by it. I grabbed what I could and made my way around the house. From an open window, the characteristic smell of flowers, baked good and perfume, came out. Much better than bleach. Why do you buy these so often? I asked as we lay the new tools down. There was new shovels, bags, scissors, gloves, and a bunch of other things that would bring in every other week. I lost count of how many times I've seen her replace her tools. She laughed it off, replying that she used them so much they end up breaking or wearing off. She asked me what I thought of the new flowers she had planted, as she pointed to a bundle of little flowers near the outer edge of the terrain. I'd already seen them, of course. I'd watched from my window the night before when she had planted them, told her how beautiful they were. They were camellias, she informed me. She had told me how much she loved her garden, as she'd done many times, but I didn't mind. Listening to her talk with such passion made me happy. She talked about how important it was to keep them nurtured, how crucial it was to get the type of fertilizer right, and when she paused and I saw she looked at her plants as if they were children, I dropped the bomb. Would you like to hang out one of these days? I froze. The words had already come out of my mouth, so there really wasn't anything I could do. I stared at her like a fool, cursing myself for being a damn idiot. But she didn't laugh nor act grossed out by being asked out by another woman. Instead, she smiled. Come meet me in the garden whenever you feel it. Maybe you can help me out and we can hang out for a while. I went home that day beaming with joy. I'm in love with my next door neighbor, but I know what she is. You see, more often than I'm willing to admit, I watch her from my bedroom window late at night as she drags one of those black bags into a putty garden. She digs a new hole among the plants and flowers with one of the shovels I helped her carry into the shed and buries the bag in there. Early in the morning, a new plant appears on that exact spot. In the morning, I make small talk with her as she tends to her garden. She always says how she wants to expand it. During a break at work, I take a bite of a cupcake she gave me that I brought in for a snack. As always, it had an odd taste. I checked the news headlines on my phone. Someone disappeared from a nearby bar yesterday. I proceed my day as usual. I could call the police. I could tell them everything I know. Show them where the bodies, or what's left of them, are buried. Show them the nails or other body pieces I found in a baked gift she so kindly offers me. But I won't. And I know she knows it. If it is because I'm in love with her or because I'm afraid, I can't tell. And honestly, I don't care. So tonight, as I watched her from my bedroom window burying the body of another unfortunate fellow, I made up my mind. I went down the stairs, out the front door, and into her backyard. As she felt me approach, she turned to me. She smiled, and the smile I fell in love with. Would you like to help me? She asked. I wish I could say no. So if you ever hear in the news about people going missing in my area, please ignore it. It's only a woman in love helping her girlfriend with her garden.